Hello, everybody. How are we doing this evening? We are set in our second game for week 5, day 9 action. Game 1 went over to Vertex eSports. Town, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine. And of course, like you said, Vertex eSports did take 2-0 in the first series. Much more excited about this matchup, though. It should be a lot closer.
Yeah, it should be a little bit closer. Veracity, I think that when they initially qualified for Pro League was struggling, but with the implementation and addition of Dave and Moss, it really just meshed perfectly. And honestly, over the last 3 weeks, they have grown a tremendous amount. So I love watching them, but a little hard for the other guys sometimes playing a little bit higher caliber team like that. Still a good game, though, to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, out of the two matchups today, this was definitely going to be the much closer one. And honestly, if I had to say it between or who's going to win, it's going to come down to just winning gunfights, honestly.
Right. I'd say statistically, it would favor Dannn Sucks. The 8.8 rounds per game 4, and then 8.5 had more against them than Vertex. But, they do have a little bit stronger and more experienced roster. I do know there was a recent change in Vertex due to family emergency. For those of you who do not know, on the off-stream, Relentless Esports has been disbanded. They have relinquished their spot in the league, so it gives a default win to Mystic. We will be bringing in Omen from the Pro League to fill their spot, and unfortunately, they have to retain their record, but their stats will start clean first game. So definitely exciting to get another Pro League team in here in the future. But I think while we have this, we can go ahead and look at some of the rosters today. First up, we're going to go with the away team, which is Dannn Sucks. Right now we have Dannn, interesting name to say, Lojax. He's been around for a while on teams like Insomniac. He was on another team also. I'm pretty sure he was on Mythic a long time ago.
Yeah, back
very long
1.
time ago. Yes.
Yeah, he's been there for a long time.
So some experience there. Holiday Nog, he's actually been around for a while too. Brafaso, I've seen his name frequently. Renegade's probably the only one I don't really know. Dannn is a newer player in my opinion, but he has a lot of potential. So I like this roster. It's just a matter of how well they'll mesh. They definitely have the experience advantage over Vertex currently. Some of these guys are just recently getting back into the game, so I think it'll still be a fairly close matchup. Anything you want to touch on any of these guys particularly?
No, I mean just the Lojax and Holiday pair. I've been playing all the way since the beta, and they've been right there with me. Honestly, I wouldn't expect them to lose this matchup. I would have to definitely put it for Dannn Sucks to try to win this. This is definitely their match to win. But again, it's really going to come down to the aim duels, because even though this is a very strong lineup, you also have to look at Vertex's and be like, okay, well, I mean, if you look at the roster's been changed just a little bit, just because there's some family issues, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, so speaking of which, I think we're going to go ahead and hop over and look at Vertex eSports roster. They're currently sitting in 11th place, 1-3. You can follow these guys on Twitter at VertexR6, all one word. We have OneTap, who is actually being replaced due to a family emergency with Yo Boy Gotcha from Yo Boy.
Gotcha.
He was at the Yo Boy was actually in our Friday Night Fights showcase event. They tried to qualify, didn't quite make it, but he's in here today for OneTap. Then we got Jonesy, Ty Tangles, Bamboozler, and Quavo. I would have said OneTap is statistically one of their better players. Since he's going to be out, I'm going to say go ahead and watch Quavo on this one. I don't really know all these guys per se. I'm just kind of looking over their stats. And it looks like Quavo a little bit more consistent on the frag side. So hopefully he can bring some impact frags. Like you said, a lot of this is going to come down to gun duels, especially depending on what maps we're going to see. Hopefully we can get those up. I'm pretty sure they're already done, so maybe we can just kind of discuss them if you want. Go over the bans real quick.
Yep. All right, so here are the bans currently. Let's make sure I've got it myself. Here we go. So looks like Vertex eSports is going to start out with the first ban. They did ban Chalet. Dannn Sucks comes up with Bank. Vertex responds with Cafe. Dannn picks up Consulate. Vertex go and gets rid of Skyscraper. Dannn Sucks with the final ban takes out Coastline. Almost let that one slip on through. So with that, Vertex's first pick will be Clubhouse. Dannn Sucks, their pick is going to be Border, and if it happens, we're going to come down to an Oregon tiebreaker. So that's going to be your lineup for today: Club, Border, and then Oregon.
So pretty much all the maps we see every week. I remember a while back, Talon, we had touched on maybe a smaller map pool, and the more and more I see these weeks progress, you look at professional play, almost all regions, you do tend to see the same 3 to 4 maps. So you have to wonder if maybe it's at the point in the game where it's developed enough and people are, recognizing these maps enough that have been around so long that maybe a smaller pool would help, because I think a smaller pool might allow us to see a little switch up in the map pool. As far as this, just seeing Clubhouse, Border, and Oregon every time, Clubhouse, very straightforward, 50-50, old school border beta map, can be fairly vertical. Border, vertical, Oregon, vertical. I mean, a lot of vertical maps on here.
Yeah, Clubhouse is actually, with this the latest meta, has really been actually shifting towards the attackers, especially on that downstairs bomb site. I think in ESL and CCS, we've been seeing 70% attacker win rate, all the way up, even up into 80%. In CCS, it's a little bit lower since there is no glass. So I don't know exactly what the percentage is, but it's still quite up there in terms of the win rate on Clubhouse. So it's definitely more attacker sided. It's just so hard for the defenders just to hold down all 5. It's nearly impossible to roam, really, just as long as they make sure that the attackers have their drones set up properly and all these other things. So honestly, it's kind of like an interesting, all right, who has a better defense on Clubhouse? And then when it comes to upstairs in the bar, I mean, that defense is just so hard, especially, if you bring in like the Montang and the Blackbeard and all these other things come in. So it's going to be kind of hard to say on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is, again, one of those really like fragging heavy maps. Who's going to get the picks? Who's going to be doing all these other things? Again, like you said, Border and Oregon, those two are both kind of like the 50-50 maps that I really like to see played. Honestly, as they've worked their way into the meta, you're going to start seeing more and better in-depth strats, I think, coming out of teams. Whereas if you took a map such as like Coastline, for example, it's not really developed. Teams don't really know what to do. You can't really wing it. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see, will these other maps start to play in, or will these core 3 maps, I would say, maybe core 4 if you include Chalet, really start to take hold and be played just more and more.
Right, and the cool thing about them being played so frequently, like you said, is not only are we going to see more and more unique strategy coming out, we're also going to see more and more counterplay. The more things that you're exposed to, the more things that you can defend. It's kind of a natural development in any kind of competitive atmosphere. But I think in this one particularly, we say we favor Dannn sucks. I think if Vertex has a chance to win one, it's got to be Clubhouse, because that is the more neutral map. I think that Border and Oregon, although being kind of that classic tier type of strategy, a little bit more refined teamwork on that, whereas Clubhouse is open up hashes, push this with Blackbeard. I mean, it's kind of a straightforward, whoever wins the gunfight. So if they can get their gun battles, we should see them take that. I'm hoping to see this go actually to all 3 maps.
Yeah, I agree. We really haven't been seeing all 3 maps played in CCS. It's just been a 2-0 statistically. So usually whoever wins that first map is really going to be favored to just take the series entirely. So it's just so important. Make sure you try to get that early round. So I mean, if these 2 teams are ready, I mean, I'd like to honestly get right on into it.
Yeah, I think that all the guys are in lobbies and we're just getting ready to start this one off. Yeah, I think this one will go to Dannn sucks. I do think Vertex has a chance. Of course, the last-second roster changes are always rough to deal with. Hopefully that guy can come in there and make a difference. I know he does pretty good with his team. We'll see if he can help these guys out just as much. But yeah, I'm excited to do this.
Now off. First map, Clubhouse.
Exciting stuff here.
Jonesy, you're such a troll. He won't actually.
Just trying to have some fun with it.
Yeah, I know. I knew it. Gotta get that pulse. Although something, yeah, Holiday, I know you're a troll too. These guys, they like to pull on my strings, man. I want to see a blitz. I want to see a Chonka. That'd be cool. But
yeah, they just like to tease us, give us a little bit of the taste, but then pull it out right from under us. Crying baby syndrome. But we do have Twitch, Habana, Blackbeard, Thermite, and Ash coming in for Dannn sucks. On defense, Mira, Jaeger, Bandit, Smoke, and Pulse. It is going to be in the Church Arsenal.
Honestly, it's going to come down to, can Jonesy get the C4 off? Can he be able to, really hold off that kitchen? Because playing that pulse down in armory. Pretty common thing to really see. You know, can he get a kill? Now, we are not seeing a buck. A lot of teams have decided and have figured out that running a buck into kitchen is usually a pretty strong strategy. So with the thermite Blackbeard, maybe we might see them push down into tunnel. I think that would be a pretty strong combination. But then maybe you'd have to almost use the Habanas to open up the hatches and then maybe push down blue. I don't really see them going for like a kitchen drop because, again, you know, they don't have that buck there. So they're going to be forced to go for that, either the church or push around in from blue. So it's just, where do they want to set up the second pinch, in my opinion.
Definitely going to be interesting to see what they're going to do on this one. Looking like a standard take. He's going to try to push in here, get open this kitchen.
Yeah, a little bit of a pre-play C4 there from Jonesy. Just barely missed it. I don't know what was the point in that one. So he's already now wasted his C4. I would have rather him waited to see it, because yeah, it was way too early in my opinion, because it's not even a minute in and you've already wasted a C4 like that. So you need to see him slow that down a little bit and calm it. Ooh, and here we go, Renegade taking out your boy Gotcha. That's a great job from him, taking him out. We have been seeing an increase of thermite in the tunnel as of late. You know, a lot of teams have decided, you know, hey, let's not push that Blackbeard down tunnel, which seemed to be the very common thing to do. But now it's all of a sudden it's up to thermite to push down tunnel. So interesting little meta change that we've been seeing sweeping through all these teams. Pappas just kind of chilling out, shooting a little bit here and there. Now it looks like Twitchit will be pushing down into blue. Right as I say that, Jonesy's actually able to pick up the thermite. That's going to be Renegade. LoJack's looking to try and find something. Not going to be able to find it. Titangles is right behind the door from LoJack's. LoJack's just doesn't quite know it, though. His drone very well could see him. We couldn't see a spam come through. Yep, there we go. He sees it. Will he spam, though? No, he's not doing it. He's wasting a lot of time. I don't know why he didn't go for the spam there. Flashbang does go through just to check for no ADS. He will open it up. Does not get the barbed wire, though. That's going to make LoJack's a little upset. I feel like he definitely wanted to get that taken out. Titangles has now moved back behind the table. Much safer position than where he was originally. Mira is open. We still have the pulse inside of Armory. Pappas is pushing around. Dannn sucks in blue, is able to take out Pappas peeking around. That brings it to a 4-on-3. Looks like there's a little bit of an engagement going on. Jonesy's super low. Tangles picks down LoJack's. That brings it back to a 3-on-3. Here comes Bamboozler. Takes out Holiday Nog. But Jonesy, actually, excuse me, Dannn is actually able to pick up Jonesy. That's very surprising. Looks like Bamboozler is now stuck inside of Church. Meanwhile, Titangles is also there with them, so it's all up to Brofaso and Dannn. They have now taken control of Arsenal, and we should be seeing a plant coming off right here. Here we go, 20 seconds left. So it's going to be up to the defenders to try and retake this site. Now, I do believe there is a hole into blue if they do decide to push it. I think that's going to be Titangles pushing around. Well, Bamboozler hits it. No, excuse me, Titangles is pushing all the way around in the main hallway. Dannn is going to be able to see this engagement as Ty peaks. A second now. Looks like Bamboozler is able to take out Brofaso. It's all down to a 1v1. Dannn just actually does hit his shot very in the last second. He missed it at the beginning, but he's able to take out Bamboozler with the second burst. What a
Pretty sure that was a triple kill at the end of that round for him.
Yeah, that was a great job from him. He ended up pushing up blue. He got the Jaeger, and then he was able to pick up those two at the very end. Actually, excuse me, maybe a 4K, because I believe he got Jonesy as well.
Yeah, it was a 4K. Wow, good job by Dannn. Interesting enough, at the beginning of that, I thought that the round was going to go over to the defenders. They had the early advantage, I thought the attackers were going to get it heavily, but it did come down to the wire. The advantage was at the attackers initially. They did a good job getting in the kitchen, getting the hatch open. Like you said, that pulse charge, using his charge, getting that C4 and wasting it early, just definitely came back at the end. They could have gotten a couple easy kills once they were grouping for that push on that hash from kitchen. So hopefully next time they make an adjustment and they do hold off on that C4.
I'm sure Jonesy realized that maybe not pre-placing, or maybe pre-placing isn't really the right thing to do. Honestly, if he had a little bit of a hole open now, and then he could maybe throw it through, I think that might have been able to get the kill. But unfortunately, just mistimed it just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit off, and sometimes it's a risk you take with the pulse charge. You got to see if it's going to work, see if it isn't. It's really hard. I think a much more efficient way to use pulse and C4 is to get someone else in there, like Valkyrie or even Mira. and have him on his pulse the entire time, and then he can just ping it and call it out. That way the C4 can come out right away. A little bit easier to hit it that way. But we are into the second round now. And they are going to be using the thermite charge to open up the back of this dirt tunnel. Pretty much every time I cast with you on Clubhouse, we see the dance between thermite and smoke in that dirt tunnel.
Well,
and here we go once again. Blackbeard, though, yeah, he's going to push this one. He does have the advantage you would have to think initially with that face shield. Interesting to see if they're actually going to be able to get any battle back and forth. He's going to hear him busting on this. He has a pre-placed smoke grenade, and he pops that. So that's one smoke charge down, 45 seconds in. He's able to hold him off, but still, that might be something that they need later on. I'm a bigger fan of playing the entry, the angle, holding on to those for the plant. Renegade did have a tight angle. He's going to play it, and I think he now knows that it's Blackbeard. Play a little bit more cautiously. They do have a buck, though, like you had mentioned last round, so they're going to be opening up that kitchen from up above, trying to see some kind of sightline. The second smoke grenade coming out already. 2 down, Talon, and we're only a minute and 15 into the round. I do not like the use of those smoke grenades right there.
Yeah, wait, a little bit too early there. Maybe the first one could have been a little cheeky if you weren't prepared for it. You know, pushing down into the tunnel. Ooh, there you go. Renegade finally actually does pick up tight tangles, which means I don't think tunnel's going to be contested.
Tunnel's not going to be contested because while we were watching Buck, Renegade takes out Blackbeard. So tight tangle is down. It's now a 5v4 in favor of Dannn Sucks. They are up 1-0, 1:15 remaining in the second round. This is the first map in this series. Our final matchup of this night. Ooh, and Dannn coming up good. I'm just going to start calling him Dannn. That's going to confuse me. Dannn getting Yo Boy. And then Bamboozler, he's able to pick up Lojacks as he aggressively peeked that front stairs. So it's a 4v3 in favor of Dannn still. Pulse is gone, Blackbeard's gone, and Habana's gone. 55 seconds left. They're going to have to push forward.
A bomb has been located.
This Mira is still closed, so Dann's going to be able to jiggle this easily. They're using these drones to spot him out, so they know he's still there. They know that it's still intact. Seconds left. They're going to have to push. Thermite's going to be pushing forward, trying to get a spam spot. He is extremely low. He does get a little bit of damage down on him. Very careful with that spam spot. Of course, arguably a glitch, but it is a two-way wall. Spam back and forth on that one if needed. 25 seconds. They drop into Moda. He uses a... Ooh, no, Jonesy on the backside gets a kill, but gets a double kill. So Renegade and Holiday's down. Dannn takes out Bamboozler. It's a 2v2. 15 seconds left. The bomb is down at Moto. Poppy picking up at Dannn.
Attackers have recovered their
10 seconds left. The bomb is down. He's going to have to get the bomb and get inside and get the plant. Bufaso all by himself. He knows he's right here by the weapons rack. The bomb is going down, though, inside a church. Holding this tight angle on the front of this doorway. An aggressive peek, and Ash is probably going to win that 9 times out of 10, especially with that big advantage having that cover. So that round's going over to Dannn, and a good job by them. Or excuse me, was it Dannn?
It was Vertex.
Vertex wins that round. Okay.
So one of the big things that I believe happened there was tight tangles on the Blackbeard just kind of tried to solo push down into a tunnel, and I feel like if they would have had the proper utilities such as like the nades, the flashes, and all that, and the drones more importantly, instead of him just pushing up by himself, just kind of into the unknown, if they had really supported him going up against that smoke, getting up into the tunnel, I think that there would have been a much better outcome, whether that have been him taking out the smoke or if smoke even rotated back into armory. Either one would be acceptable because then they would have control of the tunnel. So I just need them to use just a little bit more utility to get down and into that tunnel, and then I think that attack would have been in a much better spot. They still ended up having to frag it out, but either way, it was kind of sloppy. I feel like just letting the Blackbeard die like that, definitely something that shouldn't be happening, but unfortunately did.
You know, I'm a firm believer in opening up that dirt tunnel, even if you're not going to pressure it, just to make them have to be aware of it. Sometimes the blue push with Blackbeard can be a little bit easier. It just really depends on how you do it. But if, like you said, if you're going to be putting someone in that tunnel to try to push forward, you need to help them. Get a drone, use a flash, just do something. Because even just like pushing him back to sight would be enough. Because you don't want to just let them have that, because then not only do they have control of it, then they can also rotate from sight into it when you're trying to take control of armory. So small corrections that they can make, just little errors, like you said, gunfights at the end.
Yeah, nothing too crazy, but of course now we will be seeing Dannn Sucks' attack again. Twitch back down into blue, just a little bit of spamming. Not really anything too much. I'm surprised he's going this aggressive. Talk about that too aggressive. It's Yo Boy Gotcha's actually going to pick up Dannn.
Talking about the aggression, he got too aggressive, and Yo Boy got that kill. So the advantage, and with 45 seconds into the round, goes over to Vertex. It's 1-1 currently. They do have the stock hatch open finally. Habana going to be working her way towards the kitchen to get that hatch open. Jonesy gets the kill onto Renegade. So Thermite, a nice pickup by him. So Thermite and Twitch both down for Dannn Sucks on this round. Early advantage. Ooh, just a small engagement. Just barely missed him. Bamboozler doing a good job putting the counter fire from the doorway since he was focused on the guy crossing to that weapon rack. Bamboozler sitting on this mirror, but there's no soft wall, so there's no way to play it unless she chooses to open it. Kind of just looking for intel, but just like that, she's going to open it up. Now this allows for a C4 if she wants to. Lojax does a fantastic job picking up Yo Boy. That was a really tight pixel peek to bring it one closer in this round, 120 remaining, and so it now is a 3v4, still in favor of Vertex. Faso has dropped into church.
Yeah, right now, I feel like I believe Dannn Sucks is just being way too aggressive. You know, they're just looking for the picks, but it's just not happening. They're getting picked for it. It's like Titangles is going to push up, going to get aggressive. Right as I say that, you know,
he's on his drone. Great job by Bro Faso. He heard him get up because he had the drone out. He kind of baited it almost. Maybe it was intentional, maybe not, but still a fantastic job. And that ties it up now. It's 45 seconds left. What looked like a grim situation for the attackers now could be their chance to move in. There's only one sitting in this church room. It is Smoke. He uses one of his smoke charges. Blackbeard's able to take out Jonesy. Poppy gets to trade back to Lojax, and Bamboozler gets out Holiday. So now it's all on Mira. The 2v1 situation. They did bring it one closer. Still falling here. 22 seconds left. Mira trying to pre-fire that, exchanging back and forth. Most of the damage going over to Brafaso. Interesting to see how he plays. It only has a handful of options. He knows he's there, and I thought he was going to get him, but nope. Bamboozler says, I'm going to shut you down. Give me that double kill. And that round's going to Vertex. It was once in favor of Dannn Sucks, but now it's 2-1 in favor of Vertex.
Yeah, I feel like, unfortunately, I think Dann's team is just really being way too aggressive here. You know, you really saw Dannn, I believe, hop down into Oil Pit, I want to say, on the Twitch, and he's just going for those peaks when you really don't need to. If you really need someone to be doing those sort of things, you know, have Blackbeard do that. You know, you don't need to be doing all these different things. You know, I know it worked out last round. Dannn was able to push up and take control of Armory just basically by himself. So unfortunately, they were able to rotate back around. They realized, all right, so they're going to push heavy blue, so let's just not do that. Meanwhile, I mean, we had Renegade also try to push down into Tunnel, which I don't really know exactly what happened, but the Smoke was actually able to pick him up. So then all of a sudden you're down 2 players, and it's like a 3-on-4 at that point. You know, so really too aggressive right off the start. You know, really need to, instead of just sending one person on each side like they sent one person down into Tunnel, they sent one person down into blue. Well, where's the backup? You know, where's the drones? Where's the utility? There's nothing being used and applied properly. So as long as they learn to apply that better and really focus on what they want to do instead of trying to spread out all over the map all at once, I think they're going to have much better results. But yeah, so honestly, they just need to slow down and make sure they use all their utility together instead of spreading out and trying to do too many things at once.
Right, kind of the classic case of spreading yourself too thin. You know, you only have so many resources. You want to make sure that you use them as efficiently as possible. And hopefully they can make the adjustments needed here in round 4. Ooh, Pulse playing really close to the freezer in that kitchen, is able to spot Bamboozler on his pulse charge, the cardiac sensor, and get that early kill. So it's 5v4 in favor of Dannn Sucks already. Pretty heads-up play by him. That aggression you talked about on the attack was able to be used in their favor here on defense. Interesting repel here by Bamboozler with that Blackbeard. Nice way to catch that crossfire. Habana has made her way into kitchen and is now going to get that hatch. Not sure if we have any roamers currently for the defenders. Looks like a full turtle for them. So they're going to let them have all of this second and third floor. Hatches are going to be able to be open freely. Jonesy hopefully can get in here with Buck and get something open and get an easy pick.
Attackers dropping.
Minute and 45 into this round. Still a 4v5 in favor of Dannn Sucks.
Yeah, so here we go with this Buck. You know, they're trying to open up that that spam spot that we did see last time. I don't really think it's going to do too much. Ooh, there goes down Lojax being a little bit too aggressive up in the hallway. So he's going to get punished for that.
Getting them again. They had the advantage, but now it's all tied up 1-1. Chops coming back and forth. Brafaso and Poppy both down to about 20 health. Holiday takes out Ty. Brafaso takes out Poppy on the second exchange. So it's now 4v2 in favor of Dannn Sucks.
Drone ready.
Yeah, it's definitely not looking good for Vertex here. This could bring it back and tie it up. Again, that a little bit too much being aggressive there from Lojax, but honestly, it worked out in the end. You know, brought it back. A little bit of a whiff C4 there, but I like the idea.
Yeah, kind of random though, a little errant, but kind of just praying for it. Mira is going to push in and take out. Excuse me, Habana's going to push in and take out Mira. Brafaso takes out Jonesy, so I'm pretty sure it's a double kill for him. Holiday finishes off Yo Boy, and now we're all tied up 2-2.
Yeah, that's a very, very good job from Dannn, making sure, you know, hey, let's just slow it down a little bit more. I guess Lojax didn't quite get the message, but it ended up working out in the end either way. So with that, we will be going up to Bar Stock from Vertex. They're going to be the first ones to try this. And of course, Dannn realizes that, all right, they're going to be upstairs, so let's bring a fuse. So I expect them to kind of take control of Master and do something like upstairs, and then maybe even go into and push pool table from strip. So we're gonna have to wait and see, you know, hey, do we go for B or do we go for the pool table? That's gonna be the big question here, because honestly, with this lineup, you can do both. You know, you can fuse down from cash into B. So honestly, it really kind of depends just what you want to do. Looks like the Mirror is gonna be setting up both, I believe, on stage. Usually you'll put one up high, one down low. But there are quite a few drones over towards strip, so that, yeah, that kind of tells me, all right, guys, we're gonna probably go for strip, and then just use the fuse and get them off of that wall, that close tables wall. So we can, I totally expect them to try and take some sort of upstairs, whether it be cash or above in weight room and even master bedroom.
Attackers recovered the diffuser. Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse.
See what they're going to do on this round. It's 2-2, all tied up. And you know, I don't see the Montang, so I expect him to take it from that stripper side. Blackbeard has made his way into strip. Shooting out that speaker, getting rid of that annoying sound.
Yeah, honestly, having just the random noise, just in the ambient noise, excuse me, just in the environment, I really disagree with that from the devs. You know, a lot of the pros, we've talked to them and told them, you know, hey, having all this ambient noise isn't really good for a competitive environment, but they seem to like it. So, I mean, there's nothing we can really do. We keep telling them that they want to, so it really is just kind of like a toss-up almost. So. We have seen the drone. They have droned into Gym. They should realize that Poppy is up here now. You know, so they opened up some of the other windows. You know, try and keep him in position, but none of them are really going to be holding it right now. So we haven't really seen what we need to yet. We could be seeing a spam from Brafaso. No, we're seeing a cluster charge. The question is, does he realize that Poppy does realize that he's going to move? There will not be a kill off of that, but that will force Poppy into bedroom right now, and even all the way back into the bathroom. That this is, again, what we were saying. They're trying to take above with that fuse, so that way they can push, you know, Titangos off of that wall. Just as I say that, Jonesy gets picked off by Holiday. Nog, great job from him, using that Blackbeard shear to its fullest advantage. Bamboozler, you're playing a dangerous game by being a little bit too aggressive there at tables. Your boy Gotcha is up on main stairs trying to help out his man Poppy upstairs. They have not quite taken full control of upstairs yet. You still see Brafaso still outside, a little bit slow, but they still have a minute remaining. Titangles, Boy Gotcha, and Bamboozler are nearby. But right as I say that, Brafaso takes out Poppy. LoJax is poised to take out your boy Gotcha. Your boy Gotcha has no idea that LoJax is right here. LoJax has no idea that he's right there. I think he's just waiting for the right opportunity to come around. Here comes your boy Gotcha, but he's able to be easily picked off by LoJax. That means that the attackers have control of stairs. Titangles goes down by that fuse. Right as I said, you know, get that fuse above and really force him off. It's all up to Bamboozler. He has somehow rotated all the way upstairs from tables. This is very interesting. As I say that, the diffuser has gone down. It is now a 1v5 situation. Not a very good situation for Vertex to be in right now. There is honestly no way down. You got LoJax on the stairs. You got them covering all the windows and all the drop downs. So it's going to be up to Bamboozler to really try and make a bunch of kills. Here comes LoJax aggressing up the stairs, shooting some bullets his way. Bamboozler not able to connect any bullets with that first mag. Here it comes again, going with the hip fire. He's not able to make any connections, but here comes LoJax, even with the knife onto Bamboozler.
Ugly transaction back and forth at the end there. A little bit of potatoes on both sides. Hopefully they can make some French fries. He did cut the potato. That round goes over to them. It's an interesting round, actually. I'm not sure why he put himself up there knowing he had no way out.
I want to know how he got up there is a better question, because, you know, he was at that tables, you know, at that stage where he saw both those mirror gets put down, and, you know, he was trying to aggress against the Blackbeard, but it's kind of like, okay, where do I go from here? You know, I would have liked to have seen him maybe try to C4 the planter, but instead, I guess he rotated all the way up through Cash and into the bedroom. Very interesting situation.
It is 3-2 in favor of Dannn Sucks, though. They did come in as the favors. They're currently ranked number 4, Vertex ranked number 3. This is the first 3 matches for our week 5.
Yeah, sorry for there's a little bit of a delay between both the casters with the video system, so might be a little bit awkward between us two, but we're gonna try to work with it as much as possible. So thanks for understanding. But we will be seeing the bar from Dannn this time. So obviously it didn't really work out for Vertex, so they're going to be going back downstairs next round, I hope. But will do you think Dann's going to have a little bit better success? They are bringing in Echo, so that could definitely help. There is no Mira. They also do have a Pulse, so a little bit of different of a operator lineup, and I definitely agree with this lineup a little bit better. Not quite as good against a stock push, which we could be seeing, but there's of course no Montang. It's just Poppy over by stock, so I believe we will be seeing a very similar attack pushing up and into strip. Now, of course, we do have LoJax over here, and there is no fuse as well, so even if they do take strip, even if they do take above, they're not going to be able to fuse down like we did see last time. Titangles was on that rook, and he got fused pretty badly, so it worked out for them. So, interesting operator lineup. We do have Bamboozler coming in. He's going to get punished for being too aggressive. There goes LoJax picking up Bamboozler. That's going to be the thermite down. Not good. You do not want to be doing that. They need to be getting the proper drones in there, which they obviously do not have. You know, Titangle is just now getting a drone out. This is unfortunately going to be too little too late. Always said that. Vertex has taken upstairs, but of course there is no fuse. There is no buck. Twitch does have a breaching charge, so she can use that to get people away from the A-bomb, but unfortunately, it's just not exactly the same effect. But again, having upstairs is definitely good. Right as I say that, Renegade is able to pick up Poppy. That's going to be an entry fragger down. Not sure exactly what was going on there, how that happened, but Dannn is caught off on his drone. That means Twitch takes down 1, brings it to a 4-on-3, still in favor of Dannn on the defense. You got Twitch over here being super hyper aggressive, just looking for the picks, is able to get 1. We'll have to see if she can continue it. Here comes Jonesy, still sees look at those LoJax still inside a strip with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining. That is something you need to absolutely have control of the strip at this point. So it's going to be up to LoJax to really hold this. Jonesy has replaced Yo Boy on main stairs, really trying to play aggressive here. He does not see Brofaso. Brofaso misses a bunch of shots. That means Jonesy's able to pick up Brofaso. Not very good for him. While I say that, Yo Boy is on the other side of the map. Finally picks up LoJax. That means it is now a 3-on-2. Now it's kind of swung in favor of Vertex. They have now opened, they're using the Habana, using an opening a hole up into the back of tables, that is. So now they're kind of creating a pinch situation. Your boy Gotcha pushes in, actually picks him up. Jonesy's able to finish it off by killing Renegade. What a fantastic job from Vertex, you know, starting down, but able to bring it back in their favor.
Honestly, I just think that the defenders were kind of caught off guard. You know, you saw the kill onto Echo, he just caught on his drone. Honestly, that's just not a spot that you want to be in if you're Echo. You need to hide in the corner, lay behind a counter, get behind the desk, just somewhere where you're not completely vulnerable. I like the pickup of an Echo on that particular bomb site, but I don't think that they executed very well on defense. I think they were spread out too thin, and they just got caught off guard a little bit, and that's what allowed them to win that round on the attack, which honestly, like you said, they were down early. It should have went in favor of the defenders. So hopefully they can make the adjustment they need to for the next round, because it is all tied up 3-3.
Alright, we're seeing Vertex's downstairs hold again. Now, last time I believe we saw the Mira, it was 2 reinforcements on the right side, but now they've decided to, I guess, put 2 reinforcements on the left side and then put a Mira up, so we'll have to see exactly how that plays. Yeah, you can see just around right here, you have 2 reinforcements on the church wall. Well, he did, nope, there he goes. He has decided to go and put all 3 on, which means we will be seeing a complete hold. Now, there was a couple of rounds ago we saw just 2 out of the 3 reinforced, and then the Mira was actually put up just to get a little bit of spam in. I believe it was on the left side where the reinforcement was not present, which is why we saw C4 go through there. So it's kind of unfortunate we won't be seeing that. Now, they did not reinforce tunnel. They did just C4 that? Hello? Okay, that's very interesting. Oh, here we go, Holiday Nog. There we go. Picks up your boy. That's going to be the pulse down early. That is not very good at all. There is no smoke.
Not only did he waste his C4 on that, but he just gave his life. I'm not sure why he was pushed up all the way there. Bandit was there. There had to be some miscommunication going on. I mean, when you go into dry runs and you do things of that nature, these are pre-planned, pre-designated spots. As you know, being a player, Dannn, that's someone's assigned job. So whoever didn't do that pretty much is on them entirely.
Yeah, no, I agree. But maybe they're trying to switch some stuff up. You know, we don't see the smoke this time. You know, instead, you know, they've I guess gone for the bandit rook combo. So I don't know why they've been switching it up. You know, they won the round last time with the smoke, so I don't agree with the switch up at all. So obviously it confused them in the process. Now I do like what we're seeing from Dannn. They're now pushing 2 people down into tunnel, whereas last time we only saw it was a thermite. So I like this change up from them. You know, making sure you use the proper utility to get down into that tunnel is super, super important. Bit of actually Dannn actually goes down and downs Jonesy. Wow. Looks like Lojax is on the other side, is able to pick him up. A little bit of damage going towards Dannn. He's down very, very low, less than 5 HP. We do have the hatches open, but here comes Ash Poppy. He's able to pick up Lojax for being a little bit too aggressive. We now have Dannn still held back by Poppy, so he's not going to be able to push up. It's all up to Holiday on the other side of the map, inside of Tunnel. It's all up to him to really try to make something happen. If he peeks wide, he might be able to find Poppy. Meanwhile, Bamboozler is able to pick up Renegade, not looking too good. One shield goes down off of Holiday. He's going to have to back up. He's going to have to put more on. Tangle's taking a little bit of bullets from Dannn. Tells him, hey, dude, you got to stay down a little bit. Not able to really stand up in that position. Especially with that mirror there, definitely dangerous. You have Brofaso in kitchen. There is no pulse to punish that. Flash goes out towards Tangles. He should be blind. This allows Dannn to push on up. Not sure where Poppy is. Poppy has now rotated all the way back into church to meet up with Bamboozler. Ty goes down at the hands of one of them. It looks like Poppy's finally able to punish Dannn for going ahead and pushing up. So that's the immediate trade back. Is now a 2-on-2 situation. Poppy's trying to find Holiday. Who's going to find who first? Looks like it's going to be Poppy finding Holiday, but he's not able to land the shots. Here comes down the plant. That's going to be from Brofaso. It's all up to Holiday to really hold up Bamboozler and Poppy. Looks like, ooh, there you go. Holiday is able to pick out Poppy. Meanwhile, Bamboozler is pushed up close in the hallway. Sees Holiday, takes him down. It's down to a 1-on-1 situation with Brofaso versus Bamboozler. Diffuser is now planted. Where is the diffuser? Bamboozler has no idea. There is no C4. Will he go through the door without looking? That's going to be the question. Brofaso is now low. He's going to go and push through the door. Brofaso is able to pick up the kill. That's going to be the round.
Yeah, very good job by them. I think the reason that they were able to be so successful is, you know, we talk about adaptation and changing things up so frequently, and the key thing that you touched on early on in the round is they didn't just put one on one side. They didn't just put one on the other side. They put one on each side, and then they helped them. They were able to give that assistance that they needed to make it much easier to push toward the objective, and then Dannn was able to get a beautiful shot and get the early down and pick up on blue, and I think that's pretty much what opened all of it up. They were able to apply the pressure from both sides and just pinch them into church.
Yeah, and now with that, we will be on match point. So it's going to be up to Dannn. You know, can they really hold this well? I believe they will be back downstairs. Yes, they will be downstairs. Can they hold this? I do like this operator lineup a lot, much stronger, a lot more solid, you know, with the pulse, with the smoke, much more meta. They will be reinforcing tunnel early. Make sure that they can't just get pushed easily. Again, big mistakes coming out from Vertex. That is, you know, what were they doing? You know, they're missing the wrong operators. They're not doing the right things. They're not reinforcing correctly. They're not currently covering. Jonesy got too aggressive in blue. I mean, there's just a huge list of things that really could have gone a lot better. So need them to really step it up.
I mean, it's been a very close game, and like a lot of games that are closer when teams are fairly evenly matched, what it comes down to is who makes the least amount of mistakes, and then on the counter side is who's able to capitalize on those mistakes. And I think Dannn has done a fantastic job of taking advantage of some of the mistakes that Vertex has been making. And of course, you know, One Tap has been here every game for them, so the fact that he had to leave due to an emergency, I think that that's probably affecting them a little bit. You know, Yo Boy's doing a good job, but you can definitely see the lack of coordination under certain circumstances.
I agree. Lojax, we've seen Lojax in this position, similar positions, excuse me, in the same exact round. You know, he likes to play aggressive on these main stairs. I don't know why. You know, he's not really getting picks. I guess he's just looking for drones, I want to say. Other than that, he's not really going to find too many, because we do have Blackbeard. Might be pushing down into oil. Poppy there with him, so we could be seeing a little bit of together, you know, working together. Meanwhile, they're just going to go ahead and get the hatches open. So it really just kind of depends. What do you think? What do you think the best move here for Vertex is going to be? You know, it is match point, so the pressure is on them.
Some serious drywall work.
Micro's muted. Honestly, I think it's really important that they get an early pick on this. You know, you're going to be able to get all your hatches. You're going to be able to get your dirt tunnel open. I mean, that's kind of a rinse and repeat situation. They have to get some kind of advantage here. Luckily, Blackbeard is able to get a little damage onto the wrist roof, but if he can get this pick, I think that'll be the kill that opens him up, but nope.
Unfortunately, Holiday Nog is able to pick up your boy Gotcha's. Not looking good for Vertex, especially on match point. That's definitely not the pick that they needed. It needed to be going the other way around. Here we come. Poppy is going to just get aggressive, push all the way in, picks up Lojax, and then retreats. Not going to be able to pick up Dannn on Mira. I like that. He gets aggressive and then pushes back, but here comes Dannn, picks up Poppy. What a great trade from him. Punishes him for being just a little bit too far inside of that doorway. That's going to bring back the trade. So it's still a 4-on-3. The advantage is in favor of Dannn.
Interesting enough, that's the third time I've seen an Ash
A little bit
player.
of trades backs comes down. Looks like that's going to be Jonesy taking down Dannn, which means they do have control of Church. The diffuser is in the hands of Jonesy, and he is back there. He needs to start diffusing ASAP. There he goes. He's finally starting the plant. This is a very early plant in a 3-on-3 situation, but the Holiday Nog is able to pick up Titaniums as he pushes into sight. Jonesy comes off the plant, trying to find Holiday Nog. Worried that he's going to push up. Bamboozer is now pushed up into Moto, trying to hold an angle. Sees Holiday Nog, is able to pick his head off there. Bye-bye. It's up to Renegade and Bro Faso now to try and stop this plant. Back to a 2-on-2. We still have even setup. 30 seconds left. Jonesy gets the diffuser down. Bamboozer gets taken out by Renegade. Fantastic job from him. Looks like Jonesy just barely misses the shot, which means that they're going to be able to push on in, but Brofaso is able to pick up Jonesy, picking a little bit too far, and that's going to be game 1. Going to Dannn sucks.
Yeah, a really good job by Dannn. Just a little bit of miscommunication and lack of coordination, I think, coming in from Vertex. I was trying to touch on whenever you're in the middle of your calling out. It was, oddly enough, it was the third round that I had seen an Ash just push Church, jump in, and run straight in sight because, and get the initial kill. Luckily enough, they were able to get the trade back, and I think that's what they was to help that early pick after Ash got the one in Church trade back from Dannn. Doing a good job bringing it back. So I think they did a fantastic job overall on that map. It came down to gunfights, just like you said, and I think it just went on over to Dannn on this one.
Yeah, I agree. And so with that, we will be taking a short 5-minute break. We're going to let these teams go ahead and switch sides, go to the bathroom if they need to. So we'll be right back in 5 minutes. Stick around. All right, and we are back. That's the 5 minutes up. Both the teams are now back and hopefully ready in the lobby. As soon as we get it ready from both the teams, we will go ahead and get underway. Hopefully
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, hopefully.
Pretty exciting game one.
Yep, it was pretty good. I do think it was, again, back and forth. You know, like I was saying, very, very attacker-sided. That would be Clubhouse. So, I mean, honestly, on Border, it should be a little bit more one-sided. I'm going to say in favor of Dannn sucks. But, again, it is anyone's game at this point. So, let's go ahead and bring it right on up as we get started right into match number 2, Border.
Love border. Love the way Mira has affected border. Pretty much helps you accomplish the same goals that you had prior to Mira, but allows you to do them a little bit easier. Maybe spread out your resources a little bit more to try to defend both sides of the upstairs armory. I don't think she's used quite as much in the basement.
Yeah, I agree. But we will be seeing an armory lockers. Nothing too crazy, except for an echo, actually. So, I mean, it's, usually you're not going to really see that too much, at least on the upstairs. So, I mean, we'll have to see exactly how that's used. Maybe Dannn plays all the way back in office, you know. So, say, for example, if they go for, like, that armory take, you know, if Dannn is still all the way back in office, you could see that yokai drone denying a plan or giving extra intel for when they're pushing and trying to get the picks over onto the defenders at A and maybe at Sandwich. So it really, it just kind of depends on how they want to run it. There is no Mira, so we won't be seeing anything like that. They are fully reinforcing Fountain. 9 times out of 10, you will be seeing a Mira in this situation, but we will not be seeing that. A little interesting, so it's going to come up to just pure fragging. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Now, on the attack side, we do have a Hibana and a Thermite. That could mean a number of things. You know, they could still go to either side of the map at this point. So, I mean, we should be good.
Ash is going up on top of the building. Interesting enough, you know, because we talked about there's no Mira here. So that means that they chose to get rid of the Mira for the Echo. I'm actually really interested to see how that affects them long term. I think we would both agree that Mira definitely the better choice upstairs, at least.
Yeah, exactly. Now we do have Lojax on the roam downstairs. I wonder if he got droned out properly, because Bamboozler just kind of nonchalantly walking around where a pulse might be. Yeah, they definitely do not realize that Lojax is here. I'm surprised that Lojax didn't punish him for this, honestly. I think he's just waiting for a drone, but interesting indeed.
Yeah, a lot of people use that pulse charge down there to try to pulse him out, C4, and get a repel kill. So they finally have spotted him. They know he's in the basement. 1 minute and 50 left in this round. They do have security control, but they haven't opened anything up quite yet. The bandit charges are still up. They don't have a Thatcher. All they got is Twitch to get rid of these charges. Hopefully Twitch can do his job. Ooh, and he tries to put his charge down, but it gets eaten by that bandit charge. Yo Boy gets a kill on the Renegade. Looks like that is Smoke who's gone, but Dannn gets a trade back onto Yo Boy. So he's able to take out Smoke, but then Sledge goes down right behind him. It's a 4v4. Nice shots coming out. A little bit of free fire going on, opening that door, trying to get a sight line into the small office. Ash opening this door and going into the office. Right around 1 minute left in this round. A little bit of extra droning coming out. Always a wise decision to redrone. They probably have called it out, so you see a lot of rotations coming over. They know they're trying to pressure this office side.
It's about to get hot.
Just heard a thermite charge go off. I think that he's finally getting open that wall. Where did he put that thermite charge down at?
I don't know. Ooh. Might have actually gotten taken down.
Jonesy takes out Dannn, and Crook is able to down Lojax and kill him. Bamboozler takes out Holiday Nog, and Jonesy kills Brofaso, gets his double kill, and that round was really quick at the end. It was kind of slow paced, but then swiftly at the end, BT just takes over.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of an issue getting that bandit outside, or getting him out of the box area and getting that wall open, because I don't think they ever did get that wall open. I think that it got bandit tricked twice. So I really need to, you know, if they had gotten a drone in there, realized that he's there, they could have easily just gotten the Asha from underneath. You know, you could have gotten a buck underneath. You know, there's just so many things you could have needed from underneath. You could have even just sat there and shot from underneath. There's a lot of things you can do to really counter that sort of play. I mean, even as so much as just opening the door, throwing a flash in can even do it as well. So, honestly, it's just kind of surprising that they didn't actually get that wall open. It's just, that's one of the simpler things to do on this map, is just getting a wall open.
Right.
So that's going to be one of the reasons why. I mean, they still won the round because when they were unable to open the wall, you saw them going in towards office, and when they took office pretty heavy, Jonesy just kind of ran in there, got the picks that he needed to. Every other pick just kind of fell into place as well. So fortunately, Dannn wasn't really able to hold it from that. I think they had a lot going on. Hey guys, they're going to be going towards Armory, so we don't really have to worry about office. They kind of let their guard down. They did have the yokai drone downstairs trying to support LoJax. LoJax didn't really make anything happen. The yokai drone got taken out by a Twitch. So once they spotted him down there, it was just a little bit too much for them to handle.
Yeah, and I know they want it, but I'm a firm believer that if you're going to be here, you want to bring that extra utility. You got to make sure that you can get that wall open no matter what. So I always recommend Thatcher on this map for at least the first round because you don't know which side they're going to be on. They could go downstairs.
Yeah, and with a minute and 36 seconds, looks like Holiday Nog was able to take down your boy. So that's going to be the Pulse down. Pulse is being a little bit aggressive on this map from both teams, honestly.
Yeah.
So interesting to see, him all the way down in tellers. It's just such an open position, but still great shot from him. Great droning as well from Dannn. Making sure you really deny that roaming potential, which they did very, very well. Jonesy still playing up aggressive.
I like how they used their teamwork there to get that early pick. Too much aggressive by Pulse. You want to be able to get that intel and play him almost in an aggressive manner, but you don't want to give your life for it.
Question is Jonesy going to be punished for this?
You do see Jonesy holding this defensive angle on the stairs. That's actually one of my personal favorite angles to hold, especially as a doc. You can get a clear headshot into that doorway. Sounds like the thermite charges are finally going off to try to get this pillbox open. Bandit doesn't get it, so a good job getting that open. Only a minute 20 left in this round. It is 5v4 in favor of Dannn Sucks, but it is 1-0 currently in round 2. See what they do. More droning coming out. Jonesy sitting down in this custom desk room down in luggage claim. Everyone just taking their time, patiently working around.
Yeah, I think they know that Jonesy's down there, but there's no reason for LoJax to really push him, and I like this. I think if this was last game, LoJax would be the first one to push him, but we're not seeing that currently. We're seeing him play very, very passive, and honestly, that's just fine. Let them work the site. Interesting little pre-fire through the wall there. It looks like LoJax is able to pick up Jonesy finally downstairs.
Dann's able to get Bamboozler also. Wow, Renegade takes Crooked, and just like last round, it was all pretty much slow, and then right in these last few seconds, lots of action back and forth. Dannn gets a double kill on the end. Clean sweep to bring it back 1-1. Wow, that was really quick.
Yeah, I think Dannn just needs to settle in, making sure that they really check and do all the basics. That first round, they kind of let that office kind of get away from him there, but I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think they're really going to focus out and do something a little different. Looking at the operators, we do see something a little different. Dannn is no longer on Echo. They will be bringing a Mira this time. This is something that I was saying.
Good call.
Definitely a good switch up there to bring that Mira. I definitely like what Mira's actually brought to the meta in terms of Border and other maps combined. I think it's definitely a great pickup instead of Echo. Echo, I understand what they were trying to do with the yokai, get him down with LoJax on the roam. But honestly, even if LoJax didn't have any support there and he just kind of chillaxed, I think he would have been fine. I don't think he ever got droned out until he shot that Twitch drone. I think the Twitch drone was just coming in for a second little check. But unfortunately, we will not be seeing that now. The question is, where is Dannn going to be putting up these mirrors? Is they going to put one on box and fountain? Maybe like small office? Yeah, it looks like they will be putting... No, they changed their mind. It looks like maybe they're just now deciding which side they put it on. Yep, they will be putting one in small office. And then
kind of trying to trick you.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep you on your toes, Talon. Trying to throw you off your game. But I think you did a great job.
On the left, and then we're going to put it on the right, and then we're going to go back to the left, and then all of a sudden, now we're going to just go put one over here. So it looks like the second will be put up in fountain. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy.
I like the fountain one, though. It allows you to play a little bit further from the site and still have all that intel. You can even cheekily peek it because your left side is open. So not a bad use of that Mira.
Yeah, I agree. Now, we do have LoJax again on this room. He has been droned out this time, so it shouldn't really be too big of an issue.
Poppy is peeking down from the skylight, and actually, you know, you don't see a lot of people do this. I've personally been killed a couple times recently from a cheeky player up there. Kind of catches you off guard, so it's not a bad thought to go up there. Interesting, though, is that it is Ash that's all the way up there. Normally, you're going to see an Ash push right away inside.
Yeah, I think the big thing with that is if LoJax is still downstairs, if he was getting pushed off and into this kind of area, that's where that peak really comes into play. But unfortunately, we will be seeing him down in vent, so he's not going to get pushed anywhere anytime soon unless he gets droned out. He's being a little bit cheeky down here. Now, he's hopefully down there to really deny the plants. You know, if they get in, unfortunately, that does happen. So if they do get on in, you know, he can really be that second grace, that saving grace, you know, take out that planter in the last minute. So it'll be interesting to see. We are now at 1 minute and 40 seconds, so looks like they have started to put in some aggression into offices. Here comes your boy Gotcha coming up with a nade. Not sure exactly
oh, looks like Dannn. He does. He knew he was in there. He saw him push into that side there. Just throws that C4 over. Gets the kill. Yeah, power of the mirror that we were just talking about. How he has that open side. He can easily peek it. Hibana using one of her charges and getting a hole into this hill wall. I'd like to see Hibana get a Hibana charge onto this mirror. There is no charge on it from Bandits.
Yeah, and there is no Thatcher actually, so it would all come up to a Twitch drone to really get in, which I think Rafaso just picked up. Or maybe that was just a regular drone indeed, so it's really going to kind of depend. Looks like Jonesy actually didn't flash himself. That's an interesting pickup. Now, with Rafaso here comes Jonesy going to pick up Rafaso on the reload.
Jonesy gets Brafaso, Poppy gets Holiday Nog. It's now a 4v3 in favor of Vertex. LoJax able to take out Poppy, Renegade able to take out Jonesy to bring it right back. So now it's 3v2 in favor of Dannn, and he's able to get to down. So that should bring it back to the tie, but no, Crooked's able to get Dannn. Bamboozler finishes off that, so now it's all left on the Pulse. He is underneath, he has his Paul charge. This isn't be easy. He's gonna be able to get that kill. 14 seconds left, 1v1, the bomb's down. He's gonna have to make his way all the way upstairs though. Crooked knows that C4 is down, so he's just gonna get the plant down. 5 seconds left, and easily enough, that plant's gonna be taken. If Crooked plays this one right, this should go over to Vertex. Going into security, watching his flank, Pulse trying to aggressively pre-fire into that office, doesn't know where he's at all. And I like the angle that we're seeing from Crooked. As soon as he goes to cross this, he's going to be able to get the pick onto him. Might not be able to get the kill, but he'd be able to get bullets down. So watching his flank, keeping his eyes and wits about him. He's got about 5 seconds left to get on this bomber. It's going to be too late. He has no clue where he is. He's going to try to long arm it. No, looks like he gets right up on it. Good play by Crooked. I really like what he did there. He was patient at the end. He just played the bomb. He listened for the sound, and he pushed out, and he got the kill. So it's now a 2v1 in advantage of Vertex. Good job by them on that one to get the bomb down and play it.
Yeah, indeed. You know, unfortunately, once LoJax was able to get that C4 off, I don't know, why didn't he just watch where the diffuser went? You know, he knew that there was really no worries, that he knew the second one should be upstairs, which means that if he just watches where he just C4'd the diffuser, you can really just wait and see where does that diffuser go, and even spam him with your gun through the floor. It's not really that difficult. You know, he kind of gave up on using his pulse device, and then even though he gave up, he didn't even rotate up like to go and try and contest the site. He just kind of sat there under the stairs in main hallway, so he just kind of chilled. Like what are you doing? Like, why aren't you going up? Why aren't you doing anything? Like, hello.
Yeah.
You know,
if you're gonna stay down there, you gotta at least, I mean, like you said, the bomb's down. You got the C4. It's not going anywhere. You can easily just stay on your cardiac sensor and wait till he comes across. He clearly wasn't downstairs and he was pushing with his teammate. So I don't like that. I think that was a huge misplay by him. I think he had an opportunity actually to clutch that for his team. So little errant call by him.
I mean, even if you don't use the cardiac sensor, why don't you just stay and look through the floor that you just blew up at the diffuser? Like, you have the diffuser, you can see him through the metal bars. Like, you don't even have to have the freaking scanner out. You can just look at it and shoot him when he comes across to pick it up. Get some free damage off, realizes, okay, now this is where he's going, then bringing out your cardiac sensor, and then shoot him through the floor. It just,
Right.
what Lojax just did right there makes no sense in, honestly, in any round, ever. Like,
Yeah.
he did the wrong thing at the wrong time. Yes, he did get the first C4 off, but it doesn't take anyone special to get one C4 through the floor. Sorry,
Right.
Lojax, if you're coming back through these VODs. I'm giving you a lot of shade, but you earned it that time.
Yeah, I hate to be like that and to be that hard on someone, but that's just one of those mistakes that you don't even see happen, in my opinion, all the way down to lower plat. That's just day one. You have to be aware. You have to keep your wits about you. Yes, this is a shooter, but in comparison to a lot of other games, this is way more intellectually involved. So just keep your wits about you next time, and you get a free round there. Just a big misplay by him. But we are at 45 seconds into this round. Still 5v5. Of course, after that round, it is 2-1 in favor of Vertex, but it is a 1-0 in favor of Dannn. They did win map 1. It is a best of 3 in this week 5 matchup. Dannn Sucks coming into this one 3-1 at number 4. Vertex 1-3 at number 11.
Yeah, honestly, Vertex has done a great job of building up, especially for their ranking and what it should be. You know, so
Right.
they've been doing pretty good so far. Looks like your boy Gotcha gets Burfaso just being a little bit too lazy there. You know, well, get off your butt, dude. Do something. So he's
Yeah,
gonna
he
get
was on
punished for
drone.
that.
Gets caught, nips him right in the booty hole, gives him another one. So now it's 5v4 in favor of Vertex, and they do have the round lead. 1:20 left in this round. They don't have a thermite. Mira is playing that Mira from small office. Lojax gets taken down from underneath. I believe it was by Pulse that was able to get the down.
Great job from him. Look like your boy actually might go and get the trade. He will finish him
Very
off.
good
Actually,
job.
that's a great job from him.
Fantastic play by him. He gets the early pick, takes out one with the C4, and then he's able to use his pulse charge and just shoot through the ground and get so I love what he did there. Back and forth coming from east stairs into security. It is 5v3 in favor of Vertex. 40 seconds left in this round.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job so far, your boy, on this pulse. Keeping on the pressure, keeping him on his toes. You know, honestly, the Blackbeards have to come all the way down. It's like
A
Holiday
good kill by Blackbeard right there. He pushes in that bottom front door and is able to bully himself in and use that face shield to get that kill to try to bring it back. They're running out of time, so they're going to be funneling at this point. It's going to be all on the defenders to hit their gunshots. They know where they're going to be coming from. He has no clue. He's sitting back there by the filing cabinet. Poppy gets Dannn, but Holiday gets the trade back. Renegade gets the kill on a Crooked, and they're crumbling right at the final seconds. Good kill by Jonesy. A little bit of a misplay. Oh no, he pushes across. He thinks he's planning. Holiday gets him, but Bamboozer gets the trade right back. Very close round. But that one was able to go over to Vertex, so now 3-1, finally a big advantage for one team in this one. What do you think went wrong on that one? I actually thought they were going to lose that one, but they already bring it back.
Yeah, honestly, like you were saying there, Dannn was almost got it. They came down to a 1v1 situation. Unfortunately, they just kind of ran out of bodies to throw at the wall. Great trades from both teams, back and forth. So unfortunately, not very good for Dannn, but Vertex does go up 3-1. And as I was saying before this entire series started, you know, whoever wins that first match is going to be in a huge advantage to just take the series 2-0, as we've been seeing throughout almost all the rest of the matches we've been seeing on stream. So the fact that Vertex is now up 3-1 is that should be kind of worrying Dannn. You know, are they going to bring it to the third map? You know, and what happens if they do bring it to the third map? I think Dannn really kind of came into this matchup thinking, hey, we're going to win. We're a lot higher seed than these guys, so let's just go out and do it. But then all of a sudden, we're seeing the very opposite thing happening right now with Vertex up 3-1. And honestly, this is going to be the round, you know, to bring it to match point. This is going to be so critical. If they can win this one, that'll be huge.
5 seconds to go.
Yeah, it'd be huge indeed, and this is the first time in this one that Dannn has been on the backside, and honestly, most of their games, not to say that they've been relatively easy, but most of the time they've been on the, you know, ahead on almost every map they've played, so I'm interested to see how they handle this pressure. They are down 2 rounds, and I've always said that the 2-round deficit is the most pivotal as far as momentum goes. So I'm hoping that they can bring it back. Right now, everyone's just kind of taking their time. Thermite making his way up on this banister. I'm sure they're going to be droning out this CCTV security room. Interesting enough, I can't see exactly where he's at. Okay, it looked like he was somewhere else. Pulse is not going to be playing from underneath this time. He is in that fountain with that Mira.
Yes, yeah, I agree. It didn't really work out last time, so go ahead and playing upstairs is definitely the right choice here. Making sure that, you don't lose the life. You're not your boy. Your boy did a much better job on the Pulse. And just wasting all that time getting the picks is really what brought Dann's attack to its knees. So this time we're seeing him upstairs, trying to hold it for maybe later. He could even rotate all the way down. So either way, good job.
It looked like they were trying to bandit trick this. That they used the Habana to force him completely out so they could get a free thermite charge on the wall and a nice big hole to get in there and get that plant. The next thing I want to see them do, ooh, he tries to peek it, but no. Bamboozler says, I don't think so, Rook. Sit down.
Peeks
just
into
like
a
that
stream of bullets.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Normally that exchange goes the other way, but he's able to get him. But a down onto Bamboozler. Let's see if they're able to pick their teammate up on this one.
I
don't think Bandit saw him. That should be an easy pickup for them. And just like I said, they did use that Habana charge to open up that Mira wall. It's going to force Bandit to be playing a really, really dangerous spot here.
So this is where LoJax needs to go underneath. He needs to be playing underneath right now, just in case they do get inside. We do not see him underneath just yet. He's still playing upstairs, but he needs to find a drop ASAP.
He needs to do a late rotate so he can get that C4. The plant's going to be coming out relatively soon. They're all on this front side. Brofaso gets a kill. Wow, Bamboozler gets a kill, and Bamboozler gets a double kill, so that's 3 for him this round with a triple kill. Brofaso with a double kill, so Bamboozler's down. No more for him. Yo Boy gets a kill on the Brofaso, so his killing spree over. Poppy ends the kill, takes out Dannn, and wow, Vertex putting on a clinic this round. They're now up 4-1, a big switch up from map 1. This was their picks, or no, actually this was Dann's pick, so kind of a flip-flop on this one, Talon. Do you think they're going to be able to hold it out and bring it to map 3? I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, and Dannn took Clubhouse pretty well. That was Vertex's pick. Border was Dann's pick, so Dannn is currently losing right now. 4-1. We're poised to go up and into Oregon. That would be a very interesting map indeed. Another kind of 50-50 map. And at the beginning of this match, I said it's going to be very one-sided in favor of Dannn, but instead it's going to be very one-sided in favor of Vertex. So the fact that we're seeing this is very, very interesting and very fun indeed. I like to see the maps go all the way to the third map as much as possible, but again, that round just kind of crumbled for the defenders, honestly. LoJax, he was sitting on the Pulse. He got picked off early. He didn't use any scanner or anything. He wasn't getting any information. I think he just kind of peeked out and Bamboozler shot him up. Great job on Bamboozler for holding that spray, and not exactly sure, I forgot who the Rook was, but he peeked out and into a spray. Definitely a big risk there. Now that's interesting that they just done. They just impacted the hole into bathroom and then say, nah, JK, we're just gonna reinforce over it. So
maybe they thought they had a castle, or there was some kind of miscommunication. A lot of times you'll see the hole so they can put the castle inside, play bathroom, and rotate freely. You did see the scoreboard come up on our stream, so honestly, the only one with a standout performance right now is Bamboozler. Everyone else is right around 3 and 4 kills. So this has been a pretty even game, although it's 4-1. The kill spread isn't really showing. I think this has just been a great team performance by Vertex.
Yeah, and with match point, this is going to be all the pressure on Dannn Sucks right now. Do they realize, do they even know how to attack the downstairs? They're starting to opening up stuff like they do, but they don't really look like they have a really solid purpose right now. They just kind of have drones running around, so honestly, this is looking like Vertex very well might be able to pull it off, but maybe, who knows, maybe the Caster's Curse is going to hit him pretty hard here.
Yeah, maybe the miscommunication will come back, but currently I agree with you. It doesn't seem like they really have a directive plan for Dannn Sucks, and I guess this is the round where we're going to find out if they suck on border or not today. Hate to use the term, but it's in their name. Ooh, a nice kill by Yo Boy. He takes out Renegade, and he's down. Ooh, he uses a Twitch drone. He's able to get the kill. So back and forth, it's 4v4 now. 150 remaining in this match point round for Vertex.
Interesting enough, that was Habana. That was pretty important if you ask me, and Holiday is now low due to a C4. So this is not looking good for Dannn indeed. Losing that Habana, can't really open up the hatches, and they don't have a thermite either, so if those hatches are closed, they are so done for. We'll have to see
Yeah.
exactly how that decides to play out. They might even be forced to do something that we saw last round where they just had to run into sight. You know what? Now, to put it into perspective, it did work for the most part, but that's a situation you do not want to be doing.
As you see, Dannn is slowly pushing into that office room. Shots coming down from Brafaso onto the Pulse from that east stairs. Ooh, Jonesy comes right up the front stairs and takes out Dannn. He was able to use his cardiac sensor and pick him up in small office. Crooked getting a kill onto Holiday, so now it's 4v2. Brafaso getting a trade back onto Jonesy, but right as he tries to jump over the ledge, Crooked gets a kill onto him. Bamboozler, beautiful job spraying through that wall. And wow, a 5-1. And it looks like a map 3 is gonna happen for us today, Talon. Beautiful job by Vertex.
It's almost the first, honestly. You know, I like to see it go into that third map. Very, very solid performance from Vertex. I don't think anyone was really expecting that sort of play from them. They obviously prepared on this map, and honestly, were they poised to win Clubhouse as well? But something happened, you know, just who knows, because Clubhouse was one of those, you know, back and forth, just up until the very end. So maybe they fell apart as a team at just the wrong time, but this time they really came back and they're proving, hey, we're still in this series. Don't count us out yet.
Yeah, Bamboozler dropped 7 kills for them on that one. Doing a good job for them. He did have a double kill on that last round. He had a 3K one of the rounds before. So he really showed up on that border map. Now it's going to be Oregon as our final map. And honestly, before I take our break real quick, let's do some predictions. Who do you think is going to be coming out to victory? You know, initially we thought it might be Dannn Sucks, but after seeing that round, I just am not so sure. I think that, you know, that was the strat-heavy map that we talked about. Could Oregon just as easily go over to Vertex, and could we get our first upset, you know, here tonight?
You know, we very well could be seeing. We have not yet seen a third map, and then especially the third map go in favor of the person who won their off pick. You know, of course, Vertex did win Dann's pick, and Dannn won Vertex's pick. So we're gonna be going on to Oregon. If I had to place my bets, I don't know. Honestly, it could be down to either team. I'm probably gonna have to say if the shots are still on point from Vertex, I think they're gonna be able to do it. Because again, Oregon, another very 50-50 map. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I'm slightly leaning towards Vertex now. I know we're kind of back and forth, but they showed up and they showed, you know, because you got to think about the first map, it was a 5-3, and it was really just little mistakes that separated that one. And then so you see this dominant performance on border. It makes you think that maybe, like you said, just a couple small errant things. They do have a different player than what they're used to today, and I'm just excited. So I think we'll take our 5-minute break. I want to get back into this action as soon as we can.
Alrighty, so right now the timer is about 4 minutes and 30 seconds, guys, so stick around. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Embrace for impact. Fight your fears fire. Embrace for impact. I'm the future's engineer. And baby, I'm here. I'm here. Baby, I'm here. Baby, I'm here. Baby, I'm here. Baby, I'm here. I've got a question. If you'd hear me out in your defense, you never had a chance. And so tell me straight, I won't go. This is our time now, I'm sure. Make no mistake that we are closer than we're far. Embrace for impact. Fight
Alrighty, now we are back with Dannn Sucks versus Vertex eSport. Now it looks like they're still trying to figure out who's on what side right now. Lobby is a little bit slow to switch, so hopefully they'll get right up and into that, and as soon as we can, we will get right back into the action. Of course, this is now into the third map. Is this the first time we've seen we've seen it go into a third map?
The second time it has went to third map on stream. I believe we have seen third map 3 times off stream.
Yeah, I know on the off stream it's definitely a lot more prevalent, but on stream usually it's been heavy 2-0s. But here we go with the 1-1 right now. So whoever wins this is gonna pull it out with the 2-1. As soon as these guys are ready, we will get started. They're still trying to figure out who's on what side. Come on, guys. I know you guys can do it.
Think that they can do it. I think they can. I think they can. Maybe if we will it hard enough talent, we can just send them our rays and they'll get it all figured out.
It definitely doesn't help that the lobby just lags just so bad when you're in it, when you're in a custom game, I guess. Apparently it's a big problem right now that you can't switch sides without it lagging like super bad, like the game itself. So fortunately we have
That's something that just came with this patch, correct?
Yeah, no, this is definitely with the new menu system. It's not looking good. It looks like players are having to drop, actually. That's not good at all. We definitely do not want to be seeing this sort of thing. Yikes. Operation Health, please. We're going to have to send this to, send it to Ubi. Well,
Tick-tock.
I know. I'm probably going to go ahead and, looks like they're all on the
I
right
say we
side.
could take another little quick break if we need to, so they get this sorted out.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go ahead and put it back up for 5 minutes. I will cut it short if the teams do get into the lobby in time. So go ahead and stick around. We're going to be here another 5 minutes or until these guys get back into the lobby. Thanks for the patience, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Alrighty, so the teams have now gotten back into the lobby. It only took them 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Not too bad, I would say.
Whew.
Hopefully they will go ahead and get on started ASAP. Once we get it ready from both teams, we will begin.
Yeah, always excited whenever it goes to max rounds or max maps, whatever it may be, because at this point it's really hard to determine who does what. As we were touching on before we took our initial break, I'd say the advantage now has to go over to Vertex because they did take a map a little bit more dominantly than Dannn did. So very excited, very excited.
Alrighty, so right on into Oregon. Looks like we'll be seeing a Mirror. We will be seeing Capital. They have both worked their way into the meta. We will be seeing a Rook as well. A lot of teams have opted not to use Rook, but we'll have to see how it works out for Vertex. Both teams tied 1-1 in the series, so this is going to be your best of 3 tiebreaker.
Yeah, I'm excited. I really don't know who is. Okay, so I thought I was muted, but I wasn't. My goodness.
No, you're good. Alrighty, so right on down. Looks like one Mirror's going to be put up in closet. Nothing too crazy. Not sure where the second one's going to be just yet. It's probably going to be facing the rear stairs. I wonder if that's a spectator bug that we can actually see through the mirror.
Yeah, it is.
It is, okay. That's good to know because that's going to be confusing as heck. Like, oh, it's open. No, JK, it's actually not open.
I actually just seen something very interesting. I don't think that they're playing the meeting at all, but they did decide to reinforce the rear stage walls. Now, what do you think that could possibly be for? Do you think it's just because they're going to simply play the back tower itself so it allows for them to not be spammed from the meeting?
Yeah, I don't know. Making sure that you reinforce that back wall like they have, that kind of allows you to prevent a rush almost. You can see a rush coming down into that hallway, and it also prevents you from dropping immediately right on down into that meeting hatch, right into the hallway, because if you do, you're going to get spammed and pre-fired. So I definitely see why a lot of teams have been doing this, and it makes a lot of sense, honestly.
Did you just see Bandit is up in that attic, though, lonely? I like the attic if you're going to hold from meeting, but you're a little on an island when you're by yourself up there, and there's not a lot of options. You can actually get that person out from that spot from the small ledge on this tower right here. So let's see what happens. I'm definitely very interested to see what happens with him. You got to hope that they're going to drone it out. So they've opened it up. I guess they know he's in there. That was a pre-fire, so they must have droned or heard him. Minute and 45 left in this round. Still 5v5. Map 3.
Attackers have located a bomb.
First, not a week 5. Now he definitely knows exactly where he is. Tries to pre-fire him. Shots not hitting. Jonesy able to get Dannn, though. So Twitch is down already.
Loading new mag.
Those mirrors are going to be left up permanently as long as they got some bandit charges on them. Still bullets going back and forth on this attic. 5v4 in favor of Vertex. Crooked is very low, though. And Brafaso, very easy pickup for him. He just held the angle. He knew he was going to be coming around. He heard him, and so he is able to pick him up. That brings it back to a 4v4, so Bandit's down. Yo boy on Rome, though, very sneakily in this. I don't think they're here. They know he's here, Talon.
Clearing the way.
Right as he pushes up, Habana pushes into the meeting to get those hatches open. He sees the Claymore there. Ooh, and he crosses over, but he misses the shot. He's gave his position away. He's going to reposition and go all the way back upstairs. Probably a good call by him. Brafaso, though, is firing off that closet. Trying to prevent smoke from throwing a smoke, but he did throw one smoke already. 25 seconds left. As long as he has one of his smokes remaining, he's done a good job. He can able... Oh, and he's able to flank from the top. Very good repositioning by Yo-Boy on the road to take out Brafaso. So Capital's down. It's 4v3. They are pushing down. They have got on the laundry. He's going to get the plant down. Blackbeard is able to get the down on the Poppy. Ooh, but Brafaso, nice shots coming across, downing Blackbeard. Lojack's able to take out Yo-Boy. Bamboozler taking out Renegade. The bomb is down.
Attackers need to protect it.
But it's basically a 1v3. Do like the position that Lojax is in here. All he has to do is play the bomb. Jonesy coming up from the backside of tower. Poppy trying to slow peek. He's never going to win that against an Ash. Ash take the easy kill. Now it's a 1v2. I still think this favors Ash. But he doesn't know he's Diffusing. He's going to have to check it. He's almost able to get it. Is he going to be able to get the clutch? And no! The beautiful defuse by them! Wow! Fantastic job! I thought he was going to get the clutch, but Bamboozler sneaks up in there. Very sneaky peeky, like, gets the defuse. And a wonky ending to an exciting round. Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Very interesting that you just couldn't quite get that angle from the from above in the hatch. They completely left the roamers kind of sit and sizzle. You know, honestly, if they had properly droned out kids, you know, they would have seen him on that hatch. Very, very sneaky job them from Vertex. Great job from them to be able to know that, hey, we can still stick on the roam a little bit. Maybe we can punish their poor droning. That's exactly what they did. Now, interesting to see. Now we will be having. We're going to be having upstairs hold this time, so that's going to be Dannn Sucks on the defense.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of people go for the basement first. I know as a team personally, we do like to default to the top a lot too. It catches some people off guard. And you know, under a lot of circumstances, it can be stronger. It just depends on how it's taken. The biggest downside to this is I think it's the adaptability that it allows your attackers. Because if, say, for example, you invest heavily into the tower to prevent them from going on your kid's window, all you have to do is rotate and go to the master. If you invest heavily into master, all you have to do is rotate and go around to the kid side. So as a defender, in order to win upstairs, you have to maintain control of both of the towers. That is the only way to be able to prevent either or. Otherwise, you put all of the advantages in the attackers. So it's just a matter of how they're going to play it.
Yeah, I agree. Now, we do have Lojax once again downstairs. He likes to be on the downstairs room that we've been seeing. Yeah, he's been down there. Looks like it's now exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the round. Looks like Twitch is already coming up, gets one battery. There is no Thatcher, so they're being forced to use the Twitch to open up the batteries and really try using that to aggress. Do see Bamboozler all the way up into Attic right now. This is interesting. Normally, you're not going to be seeing a Thermite this far up into Attic. Usually, you're going to see him over by Master side. So he might actually be opening up into the hallway from Attic. That would be a very good use of a Thermite there, and then actually could rotate all the way back around. Now, there are still roamers you still got to worry about right now. Maybe Jonesy will be able to spot them. Not going to be able to see anything because, of course, Bandit is inside of small.
Lojax downstairs on his cardiac sensor. He knows that Habana's now in that master bedroom. Yo boy getting a kill on a Holiday Nog. 5v4.
Bomb has been located.
Blackbeard, of course, going to be peeking this window. Or, excuse me, Sledge going to be peeking this window. You always want to put pressure there. They have droned out smoke. They know he's in the corner of top of white stairs. They've also droned out Profaso. Some free fire coming in from Poppy. But he misses the shots, a triple peek. I can't believe he peeked into it for the third time. Lojax able to get the kill on a Crooked to bring it back to a 4v4. Rafaso left with about 20% health. Yo boy getting Dannn. Renegade taking out Bamboozler back and forth. And Jonesy taking out Lojax. So with around a minute left in this round, it's a 2v3 in favor of the attackers. Rafaso still holding this small dorm.
Stun grenade.
Smoke left with a practically 1 health on white stairs. He is completely flashed, trying to pre-fire. Renegade pushes in and takes out him, so he's down. Poppy takes out Brofaso, so now it's all left on a 1 HP Smoke, and I'm gonna be very difficult. Jonesy, I believe that was a double kill for him that rounding, finishes it off. And wow, the momentum from last map, Talon, 2-0.
I know. We're seeing the comeback coming out from Vertex. You know, honestly, maybe on Clubhouse they just weren't quite feeling it. They definitely felt it on Border, and so far it looks like they're doing pretty well right now. They're gonna go up to kids' dorms this time. Honestly, I think that attack from Dannn was just a little too slow. I would have liked to see them do like a normal standard take. You saw them; they took Big Tower pretty hard, but they just kind of left. Armory and Master just kind of completely nothing. Like, they didn't do anything with it. You know, instead, they could have brought the Thermite around. They could have brought a Thatcher instead of a Twitch. They could have Thermited into the back or even Habanaed into the back of small dorms. And that would have put them in a much better position. Instead, they were forced to get around. And they still were able to do it, but it made it so that it was very frag heavy. You know, they had to get all those frags to really make it happen. but fortunately for them, they were still able to get it. On the defensive end, not exactly sure what LoJax was doing all the way in the basement, just coming out for a late roam. Didn't really work out at all, I don't think, so he just needs to play it a little bit closer. If you really want to play something on the roam with the Pulse, play him down in kitchen, honestly. Get a reinforcement on kitchen wall, and then you can even put a mirror there. I think exactly what Bamboozler is doing right now. Interesting, right as I say that, that's exactly what they're going to do. They do have the Pulse on Jonesy, so we could be seeing a dual C4 downstairs. Mira does have that C4, so we'll have to see exactly where Jonesy decides to rotate around. He just finished getting Armory all nice and tidy and reinforced. So yeah, we will be seeing him rotate down. Bamboozler just coming back upstairs. What are these guys doing? Oh, now they're putting on a late Mira. Jonesy's all the way up and into showers while Crooked rotates down. Now this is interesting. Normally you're not going to be seeing the Rook down here. You will be seeing someone, usually it's a Mira, honestly, with a second C4. You do want those 2 C4s down there, so if they do go for a plant inside a kid, you can deny that. Now we do have Yo Boy downstairs as well. Now this is like, okay, so now they're on a triple roam. Now if the attackers can figure out they're on a triple roam, they can kind of punish this by just kind of pushing really heavy. But there goes LoJax. Bye. And then call for a rehost.
Fortunately, they're going to have to finish the round out.
Yeah, it's not within the first 15, so that's just gonna suck for them.
The one thing I wanted to touch on quickly, though, is I brought it up right before we started this round. The downside to upstairs is how easily they can rotate. You see them investing heavily to stop the kids' take. You got extra people on roam. Just go master. All you have to do right now, get inside a master, get that wall open. They all have to rotate. Watch your rotations. This is an easy plant for them if they really start paying attention to the intel that's being given.
I agree. Ooh, there you go. Dannn picking up Poppy, being a little bit out in the open there. Bamboozler almost gets picked up too, making a ton of noise over there. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, like I was saying, they just have so many people on the roam. We might actually see Jonesy get a pickup with a C4 kill there. A little bit off there. I don't know.
Yeah,
he forgot where the dot went.
He's able to come up the stairs, though, and pick up Blackbeard, who's in Armory. He tries to push in. He does get the double kill on a Brofaso, but Renegade able to get the trade back, so Jonesy's down 2. Unfortunately, with that disconnect, it was a 3v2, but Dannn evening the odds. Now it's a 2v2.
Yeah, this
so
is
no
still
Blackbeard, no Havana, no Mira, no Pulse, no Jaeger, Rook and Bandit versus Thermite and Sledge. It's a good thing they have the Thermite so they can still kind of get into any objective they need to.
Bomb has been located.
They have this master control, but it looks like he's paranoid. He thinks someone is over here by Armory.
I think they knew that that Yo Boy was downstairs, and of course he is downstairs, and he's rotating up, so he is paranoid for good reason.
Good reason indeed. 35 seconds left in this round as he slowly pushes up this Armory stairs. Crooked gets Dannn. Dannn tries to repel in, but Crooked says, I don't think so. Takes him out. And he doesn't know he's on his backside. And what was going to be something special went in favor of Vertex with that unfortunate disconnect early. Not much you can do about that, but they are up 3-0 now. And wow. All that momentum. Playing effect.
Solid. And as I was saying before, if Dannn realized that there was a 3-man roam, they could have easily even pushed in just right into the big window. You push into the big window, and what are they going to do? They're going to have to push up white stairs, or you can just rush your way into small, force them to get a really weird rotation. Honestly surprised that the Thermite was able to last so long just because of that C4 missed inside of, I believe it was Classroom. So a little bit of a miss throw there, but it worked out in the end anyway. So.
Yeah, he was able to rotate up and get the Blackbeard, which really is pretty important in itself because he's holding down that entire hallway, cutting off your rotations from Armory. So good job by him to pick him up, and he was able to push in and get the double kill afterward. Didn't get the C4, but got the double kill, so I think it evened out.
Yeah, I totally agree. So now down 0-3. I mean, if you're in Dann's position, how are you feeling right now? You have to be feeling, a lot of pressure.
Honestly, at this point, I'm looking toward my in-game shot caller, the team leader, the guy, our voice of reason, the one who's going to keep us calm. We need to be asking, what can we do different? What should we do differently? Because at this point, you don't want to just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. The definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over with expecting the same results. Expecting different results, and you're not going to get it. So hopefully, they can switch it up here, and that's where having a good in-game leader is pivotal in situations like this.
I totally agree. Now, very interesting from Vertex. They're going super hard on Big Tower. There's 4 people over there. That's something you normally don't see. A lot of times you will be seeing, you know, a little bit more split, maybe like a 2-3 split coming from opposite sides of the map. But instead, they're kind of all deciding to go one way. I wonder if this could be meaning we'll be seeing a construction push later in the round.
Yeah, they're definitely poising for this north side of the map. 45 seconds into the round. No one dead yet, but they do have control of the attic. Looks like we have pretty much a full turtle from the defenders once again. Now they have established meeting control. A minute played.
Jack.
Ooh, a beautiful nade. He's able to get the down. Very good nade coming through this. Wow, he's able to escape though. Holiday gonna get the pickup. Will this nade tag him? Nade doesn't get him, but they do get the hatch open. If they could have got the hatch open just a little bit sooner, he could have gotten the double kill either way. Good job getting the pickup. They did play it differently. It looks like they're trying to apply pressure from 2 sides. Wow, Bamboozler just pushes right through that bunker entrance. Gets 1 kill, gets 2 kill with a double kill. Now it's a 5v3. Crooked trying to peek, and he gets him. Dannn, I can't believe he missed that shot. That's actually a pretty difficult shot using that vector. Wow, Holiday gets 1, Holiday gets 2 with a double kill. Yo Boy gets Holiday with a trade back. Renegade with a double kill, and now it's a 1v1. Wow, all that action in about 20 seconds. Only a minute left. He knows he's in this corner. He's going to flash him. I think the flash actually hit him, but he is very low on health. Meanwhile, Thermite full health, 50 seconds left. Another flash coming in. It's not going to hit him either. He has a shotgun. Is he going to be able to get him? He goes for the pre-fire, and he misses. Oh my gosh, Bamboozler. At the end, he gets the triple kill. Wow, 4-0. Match point for Vertex. Very big swing turnaround from map 1.
Yeah, wow, that was a fantastic round, and now we are 4-0. Honestly, Dannn Sucks has really kind of fallen way back from their first maps. They're really sucking right now. Wow, they have to be feeling it. Just so aggressive, you know. LoJax, he got downed, but then he rotated over when they realized that they were pushing for construction late, as I was saying. Honestly, he decided to run out towards box, and he didn't even have his gun up. And I think it was Crooked was able to punish him for that. Like, what was his plan? Like, he had to have known they were there. So why would you rush out like that? Why are you getting too aggressive? You're panicking. You know, they just need to take a big deep breath and settle down. Unfortunately, I do think it's a little bit too late for that. Too little too late is going to be a big key here because it's 4-0. They have to go flawless to bring it back into OT, and I just don't see that happening yet.
Yeah, I feel like they're getting flustered. Situations like these where I would really like to be able to jump in and hear what the comms are doing, because once again, pointing out the in-game leader, your voice of reason, he has to be able to say, okay guys, listen, I know we're behind, I know we're down, but hey, we're 3-1. They're 1-3. We can beat them. They just need to calm down, execute, get the frags that they were on the first map, and they can bring this back. It's just going to be very difficult at this point.
Yeah, and honestly, suddenly it's looking like Vertex could be a lot better team than what the stats and the map wins really say they would be. You know, maybe a little bit of an over or underestimation from Dannn. You know, maybe they didn't think that Vertex would be this good, and they weren't really expecting it. You know, so now we have Yo Boy back on the roam. We have Jonesy on the roam again, and honestly, when you're down 4 rounds like this, I don't see it really working out. You also have Crooked on the roam as well. Another 3-man roam. This is one of the times where you just say, all right, guys, let's just say screw it. Let's just rush the site. Let's see what happens. I think it would work out pretty well if you did manage to hold the flank. That's going to be the big key.
Yeah, Profaso obtaining control of the garage. 45 seconds in. Habana getting this front lobby hatch open. No kills going underway, but I would like to see a little bit of aggression. I mean, what do you have to lose at this point? You want to be calculated, but you have to make something happen. They are trying to drone out thoroughly upstairs. The one thing to note is that all the roamers for the defenders are extremely spread out from one another. One's in attic, one's in tower, one's in dining. If they were to use their drones, they could easily single each one of these guys out and give themselves an advantage. 145 left.
And like, look, Renegade is just kind of holding a random angle, you know, hoping your boy's going to come around that corner, but he's not going to. Like, what's the point? He hasn't been pushed. No one's even pushing him. So why would you hold that angle? Why aren't you on that drone trying to find him? You know, there's all these things that are happening, and it looks like they're doing a lot, but nothing's really going down that much.
Picks up Bamboozler. So Twitch is able to push down in that boiler room. Wow, I can't believe he was able to take out Mira. But at 1:15 left, the advantage is going to the Dannn. They got the early aggressive pick like you wanted. So hopefully they can translate this into a round and translate this round into 2 and 3 and 4. Minute left in this round. Ooh, and he gets the down. So Dannn potentially with the double kill. He's down inside of this closet. And that smoke, that's a very important. Wow, everyone else is upstairs. Yo Boy gets a kill on a Brafaso. Lojax gets a kill on a Jonesy. Crooked gets a kill on a Holiday. And Dannn finishes off Poppy. So no more smoke or pulse. Wow. It's a 3v2 in favor of Dannn. 40 seconds left. They have pushed down the front stairs. They're going to have to get this bomb down. Doesn't matter how many kills you get, because you do have to get the objective. They have pushed into the supply room in the B bomb. They're going to get the bomb down. They have complete control.
Attackers are activating the diffuser.
Bomb does go down. Dannn with his triple kill takes out Yo Boy. Doing a good job with Twitch. It's all left on Bandit, a very low health Bandit. Bandit slaps him in the face with that one. Ends the killing spree of Dannn. None of the hatches are open, so he's going to have to funnel the back. They have the Mira to use against him. Wouldn't advise against this, especially with low health. He's going to be able to shoot you in the legs as you come down. Does move off of that Mira, though. And just like that, the momentum switch, the kills that we said we needed. And they're able to get one round closer to bring it back to overtime. Still a long, long, long way to go.
Yeah, indeed. This very well could be the first step in a long series of steps to coming right on back into this game. Now, I think that round really great job from Dannn Sucks realizing, hey guys, they have a 3 roamer, or they have the triple roamer, so let's just go, let's take the site. Great job from Dannn getting both those frags. That's exactly what he needed to do. I think the 2 guys on site really needed to play a lot more passive there. You know, I don't know how Dannn was able to pick off that Mira. Great job from him. Mira was probably just being a little bit too aggressive in the hallway, just kind of getting antsy, being aggressive. We're up 4-0, blah, 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 and all this stuff. And so that was a really good round from them. But this is going to be really the critical round. If they can win this round, honestly, that's going to really set the stage for great momentum to be held. But unfortunately, being on match point, if Vertex does decide to really crunch it down on them, that will be it. So they have no room for error at all. Even though all these gunfights are really, really good, and there's a lot of trades going on, we need to see just a little bit more from Dannn Sucks, and I think they'll be in a good position.
10 seconds left before.
Yeah, you might have saw a little bit of complacency coming out from Vertex being up 4-0. The key here is to just keep going through your fundamentals. Don't switch up what's been working for you. You know, maybe expect that Dannn is starting to adjust a little bit now that you've lost 1 round. But at the same time, you just kind of want to make sure you take your time. You have the advantage. You still have 2 more rounds you can get before it even goes into overtime. So just be smart, drone out, drone heavy. Get your picks that you need to, get into the site, and get the plant down. Trying to get a peek from this side tower door into the meeting back door. 30 seconds into the round. Once again, they're doing the heavy take on this tower, Talon.
Yeah, I don't know. They obviously, it's obviously working for them. You know, they were up 4-0, so it's clearly working. Making sure they really take heavy tower presence. But remember, it did come down to a 1v1 last time. So it's going to really kind of come down. Ooh, look at that. That's going to be your boy picking up Dannn and also spraying down. Oh, looks like another one, but it looks like it was Bafasa. Never mind. He didn't quite get any bullets on him. Looks like Dannn took all the bullets for him. So Bafasa, it's all up to you to carry Dann's torch.
Yeah, going to have some Olympic triathletes here. Falling down into the construction site here, so they're going obviously going for a construction side. That's why they're wanting control of this tower. Last time they were opening up from the front side, but pressuring from the back. But Lojax is playing in here this time to prevent the quick rush because they were able to just get Twitch in real easily. The hatch is open, so they're pretty much split up. They have 2 on each side. It worked last time. I'm just not sure if I like it.
Yeah, they're putting double pressure from both sides, and honestly, with 4 people in sight, you know, this can be easily held off. You know, you split 2-2. It's gonna really come down to the IGL saying, you two cover this, us two cover this area. So we're gonna have to see, are they gonna be able to correctly predict what's going on here, or do they think, you know, hey, it's just a bluff? You know, they're just opening all these things just to make us look at these things. It's really gonna come down to mind games into gunfights. That's what it's gonna come down to. Critical round with a minute left.
See a little cheeky twitch hit there. 10 damage going down to Bandit. 5v4 though in favor of Vertex on their match point 4-1. We are on the final map here, so match and series point. 45 seconds left. Round went down quickly. Wow, YoBoy able to get inside and get up on there. I can't believe they got the bomb down that easily. Very huge mistake. Crooked able to take out Rafaso. Holiday pushes all the way up and takes out YoBoy. He's going to pre-peek this hatch, and he should have advantage. No, he looks to the backside because he thinks he's going to peek him. LoJack takes out Poppy. Bamboozle takes out Holiday. Wow, Jonesy, good job able to get the down there. Renegade taking out Crooked. It's all on Smoke, and he's all the way back in the basement corridor. Gonna have to pray for a miracle because Bamboozler has the angle. Oh, and right as he goes for it, he looks away. Bamboozler finishes that one with a 2-piece. The GG's coming out, a pretty dominant performance between the last 2 rounds. A 5-1 and a 5-1. GG's and our first upset for the night. The 1-3 Vertex takes out the 3-1 Dannn Sucks. So a great job by them to make the adaptations needed after losing map 1. Wow, that was exciting. Bamboozler with another 7K, just like last round. YoBoy with 7K. Renegade doing the best he can for his team. Unfortunately, Brafaso's struggling a little bit this time.
I like that audible coming out for Vertex. You know, they opened up absolutely everything. In the last round they did this, they ended up pushing in from construction. So I think Dannn Sucks kind of was expecting the same thing, but they went around and they actually got it and did it really, really well. They were able to get the bomb down, to get the diffuser in, and I don't think Renegade realized it. You know, he, as a Smoke player, that's kind of your job to really kind of prevent that push, prevent that plant, and pay attention. And obviously he was not paying attention because the fact they were able to get that diffuser down with no contention whatsoever, I think that caught him off guard, and that's really one of the big factors to why they lost that round.
Yeah, we talked about how when you attack from both sides, you split yourself, and if you have 4 or 5 downstairs, it's always should be in favor of the defenders under all circumstances on that push. But the misplay by Smoke, the mispositioning, not being able to stop the push, I can't believe they were able to get up there and get that free plant, and that's ultimately what I think cost them that round. So good job by Vertex.
Yep, yes indeed. So with that, I think that's going to be the end of today's matchups. Very, very good job, Ferocity, picking up the first series 2-0. Vertex eSports with a comeback, taking up 2-1. Great job from them. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I think that's all for today, Talon. Had a wonderful time. Always fun casting with you.
Alrighty, thanks everyone for stopping by. With that, my name is Talon. I'm joined here by Fluffy. Thanks for stopping by. Next matchup is going to be next Wednesday, so make sure you stop by. With that, we'll see you all later.
Yeah, have a good night.